So, as you all know, coming out and still coming to the documentary of the legacy for my grandfather, Joseph De Luca himself, right? There's not a day that I don't think about. Of course, that's for my grandmother as well. So that documentary is going to be revolved around him and my grandmother as well. As the legacy keeps continuing to live through me. So the idea is to hit Albany, New York, go there, take my photos where I need to be in certain videos, right? Because that's going to happen, right? Or working out some ideas there. You've seen where I've done a small documentary intro to that. There was a video that I did, put one out together showing you his legacy, right? In the beginning, right? This was in September for his birthday. And of course, naturally, week after he died, 2005. Then a few months later, I threw out there about how I'm going to come to a documentary series dedicated to him and to keep that legacy alive and well through me, right? So that kind of goes from my upbringing when I was being brought up. So I'm going to mention a lot of things in that documentary, right? Because I know where he started from, right? I got that information. Gotta love it with the technology, especially me. 20 years going strong with that beautiful journey. This keeps getting better. And of course, naturally, learning everything my grandfather taught me. I could build a house from the ground up. So thank you for that, for everything you taught me, Grandma. Of course, naturally, thank you for everything you taught me as well, because you taught me how to cook, clean, and take care of my clothes. So thank you for that. So between the two, but there's a reason why I'm bringing it out more so in tune to my grandfather, because that was the promise that I kind of made when I buried him in 2005. I promised both my grandmother and my grandmother that I'm making them proud, or continue to make them proud in everything I do for every moment through my life. So this is my way to continue the legacy of my grandfather, bringing everything in from the time when I was born. They called me Peanut. And I surprised them, and I grew so much for that, right? Now you know it kind of fits because I love the Peanuts gallery and the gang there. Of course, naturally, a lot of people would probably think I was like Charlie Brown, the big old blockhead, moving into a few other things. I was like the class clown, right? Well, anyway, speaking of that, gotta love that, right? Remember those days. There was a lot of memories, and this will definitely help me get a lot of things out of the way. Finally get that done, because it's been something I've been wanting to do for a very, very long time, to come to a documentary series for him, where it all began for him, right there in Italy, in Sicily, into America, landing in Albany, New York, right? Hey, Albany, I see ya. No matter where I'm at, I still have ways of seeing things in Albany and knowing things about Albany. Plus, with me being a travel agent, I get all kinds of special perks. So, with that being said, I'm going to take a shot of Jack. So, cheers, everyone, especially those in Albany, New York, because I'm going to be coming doing that documentary. One moment. Good stuff. That's my way of small little cheers, right? Nothing wrong with a little whiskey now and then. Jack Daniels being my favorite. One of my top favorite. Number one. JD all over it, right? like me, JDL, and my grandfather, JDL. See how it all comes together? Of course, naturally, that's the idea. I think be a certain set, as I bring it all together, and then at the end, just make it one long movie, right? Because it's going to be a long one, I'm pretty sure. Because it wasn't for my grandfather and my grandmother, I wouldn't be the man that I am today. So this is my special way of bringing that back out. And again, that was my promise to make him proud and everything I did anyway. And finally, just get it out there in the open, because it's been asked to me so many different ways of Tuesday. Once they hear Joseph De Luca, right? Go figure. There were certain questions that were asked of me, and I answered them. They scratched their head a little bit, and I said, "Don't worry, I'm going to make light of it." And that's what kind of led me into the way it comes to the documentary. Not to mention, asked to help on different other projects and movies as well. I know The Preacher was out there, Michael Jackson's 2013. Then there's a new one that just recently came to my table that came in directly from where they're in Kickstarter as well. I get a lot of for most of those are like indie type movies, independent. It's been a fabulous journey. Currently, doing more business as we go along. Right now in California, and keep on moving, because come find out there's a lot of people that want me. I guess that's where my forte went in the computer world, right? Fixing them, repairing them, and going into networking and just knocking it out of the park, building business after business. That's why my photos up there, it says joint ventures, but joint venture is, of course, naturally entrepreneur, and me opening up my own business. I did that super long time ago, especially continuing it off my grandfather. Just like my grandfather said, always have more than one egg in your basket. That way there, if something goes wrong here, you have something else to fall on. And I can tell you how true that is, right? So that's going to be my own little dedication idea documentary into him. So, of course, naturally, most of it is going to be about my grandfather, but I'm pretty sure, as I go through the names of everything I remembered in my life, that's something that I plan on doing. So, no worries. So that way there, that when it does come to movie credits and or ideas or whatever the case would be, there will be certain names that won't be said. Those that I want to draw out for certain reasons, those I will name for sure. They'll understand that when I get there, right? And figuring out what I'm meaning by that. And in that way there, it could become a little bit of a legacy left behind for me. And also help me to keep growing his legacy as it normally does in every waking moment. Like he used to say, as long as I wake up and put 2 feet on the ground and go, and just keep going, and it just keeps getting better. So I keep working at it, of course, naturally coming to actually the photos, everything, gotta get to New York to getting it done. From what I see, or actually when I left in 2009, when I was out there for 3 whole months, going back in 2009, I believe that was 2009. Yeah, 2009. So good 10 years ago. Time's flying, right? Almost 11. Anywho, I noticed that there was a lot of changes going on. Things definitely no longer there. But I got some ways of, scoping New York from where I'm at. Not to mention a few little helpful guidance along the way. Keep me in the loop of things, right? Of course, naturally, time is all in so that the timing is right. So my timing is thinking probably mid-spring into summer, right? That's the idea I don't want to do in the winter. Besides that, I'm already booked. I'm doing a lot of things in my business anyway into 2020. I'm trying to just fit that all right in there. So I could see that being a part of my travels. So you see me possibly check in as I'm on my little laptop. I don't do it from my phone too much anymore. When I say I'm in Albany, New York, keep your eyes open, right? Especially when there's photos and videos, and I get myself in those certain videos and photos, then, well, they didn't really know that I'm there when I'm doing that. So, of course, I got to go knock on a few doors, be sure that it's okay to take photos and doing my videos I want to do because I want certain spots because it's going to start right there at 96 Dana Ave because that's where I was born. That's where I was raised. So again, hello, Albany. I see you. I see it. Of course, naturally, now, once I throw it out there on Facebook, those that have my contact information definitely know how to get a hold of me. And no, it's not just in Facebook, as much as you think, right? Because I do have a phone number, and it is listed inside my Facebook page. I do know that. So all you gotta do is look for it, and if you don't, then all you gotta do is ask, right? And if there's any problems in between, no worries. There's always a way around it. There's email and other sources way of doing so. Because I know when I was there in 2009, boy, I really didn't run into too many people. Maybe less than 12. I know 6 for sure, but a half a dozen, right? Not even. A little under 12. Pretty sure it was definitely 6. And as I say, I noticed then that there was a lot that was changing and no longer there and gone. So another reason why you gotta get these photos done out there and those videos. Otherwise, I'm gonna be a little SOL. Times change, right? God forbid if we leave any kind of history behind so we don't forget where we come from, people, right? I know I didn't. That's one thing my grandfather taught me. Never forget where I came from. My grandmother taught me that too. So it's been a beautiful journey. I'd like to thank all those that are my friends, my followers, and supporters that are, of course, on Facebook. I'm in Twitter. I'm in LinkedIn. I'm I'm in YouTube. Of course, naturally, I'm actually verified in 4,000 sites, and that goes everywhere. And it's been a beautiful journey. Definitely the best choice I've ever decided to do, especially with the worldwide technology. When I first started looking at a computer, and then when I was a kid, I was watching the Jetsons. So I was watching the Flintstones, and I watched the Jetsons, and then of course, naturally, when the computers came out, well, between the Jetsons and the computer, the light bulb went off, and I never looked back. And it's been a beautiful journey between what my grandfather's taught me, my grandmother's taught me, my uncle has taught me, on my his brother-in-law, everybody, right? So if it wasn't for them, again, I wouldn't be who I am today. Outside of my forte and what I do in networking. It's been a beautiful journey. So that is the plan in that documentary. Keep your eyes, keep your ears open as I get closer and closer to making that come into play. So I'm going to do little burst here and there. A couple of shots here, a couple of shots there, a couple of shots there. Me being born in St. Peter's, so gonna go there. First, actually, everybody was gone over there to Albany, so there would be that. I know there was another one that they're still around up in there. As soon as it comes to my mind, I know it's Memorial something. I was off there, more elite somewhere. Of course, actually, I know my schools are still there. Hackett, see ya. Albany High, I see you. Oh, Albany Police Department's going to be in there too, because there are some ties there. There's going to be a lot that's going to go into that documentary to kind of go where I was at. So, of course, naturally, the friends I grew up with, I hope won't mind joining me. So, Albert and all those guys, I know you guys have sprung. I know the last time that I was there, not too many people knew, including when I was there in 2005 when I went to go bury my grandfather, and more so when I was there in 2009 because I was there for 3 months. 3 months, people. Trust me. But I took a quick look around, and it's been like a ongoing mind thinking that I want to do and just get it done. I went there when that question keeps coming up, that keeps questioning to me, especially on a few projects that either planning on working on or currently working on. I can say, here it is, and not even care, right? Some of you probably see me do a few interviews where people have interviewed me. I had one recently in 2019. Of course, being asked to come on many more, and of course, naturally going in as a speaker, many different types of businesses and events. I'm going to be doing more events as we're crawling through the new year as well. That's what we're moving into the year, because I've definitely made a lot of good friends in that area, and that's my way of paying it forward to them. And of course, naturally, so hey, it's gonna start on day and a half, and just work its way. And seeing that Hackett is like right up the corner from over there, I'll probably stop off in that area, get a good shop there, and stop in. Who knows, man? I'll try to go inside, talk to the principal, whatever, and say, hey, listen, I'm going to do a small documentary. Can I scroll through real quick, see what they say? If they say no, at least I can get on the outside, do my video, do my photos, right? Because we already know. They're all going to probably want in once it does get to getting scripted out, because I've talked to a few people and they want to make it a movie. But let's start with the documentary first. So I'm going to build it out. It's going to go in, being built with a few things that I got as a here, either YouTube or personal phone, using my personal phone or camera that I have, or my built-in camera right here in my laptop, just in case. Of course, naturally, right in my pocket, so that's easy, right? And that's pretty good for videos and photos, so it's better. So again, keep your eyes open, because the documentary, that's what it's for. And that's my vision, that's my idea. And once I put it all together, like I said, there will be certain names I'm going to mention. A lot of them are it'll be kind of a little bit of a mix. Some of them be fictional, but majority of them are going to be actual, and not really care too much, really, at that point. because I'll understand why I did it that way. You all will too. And then with that, before I end, I'm going to end up with music. All right, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you all again soon. Before I go, one last cheers. Cheers to everybody from Albany, New York, and of course, naturally, fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, here in California, and many other areas that I've been. We're going to see you all again soon. Stay tuned. A lot more is to come. Cheers and salute.